Hey folks, today we're taking a look at the new free DX7 inspired instrument app by AudioKit Pro, King of FM. We'll demo some presets, talk about the mighty DX7, and I'll discuss my thoughts of the app from a developer standpoint and why I think this might be the most significant AudioKit Pro app yet. Let's get started. So before we hear this thing in action, unless you want to skip to that part, but don't, let's talk about the source of inspiration for this app, the Yamaha DX7. In 1986, the DX7 was introduced and quickly became one of the most popular synthesizers of the 80s. It used a new type of sound generation called frequency modulation, or FM synthesis, which set it apart from traditional analog synths. It was used by Michael Jackson, Phil Collins, Brian Eno, Aha, Whitney Houston, and the most dangerous man around, Kenny Loggins. And it wasn't just an instrument that people slapped onto the mix. The sounds of the DX7 inspired the creation of countless hits. It's like when you select an interesting preset in a synth and then the song starts to write itself. Speaking of presets, if you want to fall further down the YouTube rabbit hole to see what all songs the DX7 was featured on, you'll notice that in most cases the artists used the presets entirely unaltered. This is because 1, they sound awesome, and 2, FM synthesis is notoriously difficult to figure out. At least, this is what we've all heard, but I'm going to let you in on a little secret. It really isn't as difficult as people let on. The problem is that the traditional interface for analog synths look like this, and the DX7's interface looks like this. A great open source DX7 desktop application I've mentioned many times on this channel is Dext. Dext interface is laid out in a way where you can see all the parameters all at once and how they correspond with one another. That's what the original DX7 is missing. It's like trying to pilot a plane on a calculator screen. But this didn't scare musicians away, oh no, because the DX7 had a robust library of presets. These presets were not built in, instead they came on these chunky little cartridges. Man, the 80s were so cool, dude. Here is King of FM, and for the first time ever with an AudioKit Pro app, I'm playing this on my iMac. I'll give an overview of the app as I go, but let's hear some of the presets. I've added some to my favorites, and just listen to how good this thing sounds. So you have those iconic DX7 sounds, but they're complemented by the addition of AudioKit effects and having 2 sound layers with independent ADSR control. And yes, of course, you have the Danger Zone bass. Also, once again, Matthew has included some producer preset packs in the app. For my part, I made 32 presets, which is the same number that fits on a DX7 cartridge. I know I'm a big nerd. And here are some of my favorites. Now this one is the E-piano with chorus. I'm using the chorus effect, but I also have an LFO targeting the detune value of the second layer. And this is one of the new AudioKit Pro features introduced in this app. There are 2 LFOs, one is for the filter's cutoff, and the other can be assigned to different destinations. Also, once again, as we saw in Saga Synth, there is a sequencer that was made with the help of Jim Oke. The DX7 isn't particularly known for its pads, but they sound really nice in this app with all the onboard effects. Now, this entire time we've only talked about the DX7, but the other synth this app is based on is the SY77. It brought some additional waveforms to the table, and one in particular I think was sorely missing with the DX7 is the sawtooth. These last few presets were made using the sounds from the SY77 with some distortion, and they sound radically different, showcasing some of the variety in the app. Finally, let's talk about why this app is important for AudioKit and developers. King of FM is the spiritual successor to FM Player. There was even an FM Player 2, so that would make this app King of FM / FM Player 3. FM Player was AudioKit Pro's first app. It actually came out before Synth 1. They had released another synth app called Analog Synth X before under Ari's account. When Synth 1 came out, it was free and open source, which left people excited but also confused as to why something this good was free. AudioKit also released an open source project along with FM Player, the ROM Player. This was AudioKit's first Rompler, and with it they showed exactly how the sausage was made, and they gave us the tools to make our own sausages. Fast forward a few years later, and AUV3 support became an essential component for having instruments playing well with each other. AudioKit once again released an open source project showing how to incorporate AudioKit instruments into AUV3s, but rather than using the synthesis part of the framework, the example embedded a sample-based synth, aka a Rompler. Now, we're not going to go into details in this video as to whether a Rompler is a synth or if it's not, because that's still highly contested. But without Romplers, we don't get a VHS synth, or Overdrive synth, shameless plug, or even King of FM. So King of FM is the next evolutionary step of bringing open source audio development tools for iOS to the masses. And it's free, and you can play Danger Zone on it. And that's it. I'm really enjoying this app, and I think this is one I'm going to revisit frequently. Thank you to Matthew and the whole AudioKit community for helping to make apps like this possible. Let me know down in the comments what you think about this app, and of course I'll have links to everything below. And as Patrick the GarageBand Guide always says, give that like button a wee tickle on your way down there. No, that doesn't sound right when I say it. If you like this video and you want some more FM synthesis mayhem, you might enjoy this one where I talk about how to recreate the FM sounds of the Sega Genesis. Thanks for watching, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Alright, if I sound a little sick the whole time, it's because I'm a little sick. That's why. I'll get better. Play us out, Kenny.